And Tweeden hosts an all-new NASCAR Nation Monday through Thursday on Speed Channel. Go off track, in depth, and into the lives of NASCAR superstars. NASCAR Nation live beyond the fast lane. Monday through Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern, exclusively on Speed Channel.
New format here recently where that show went from
you were just laughing
60
at
minutes.
me. What was that? What was funny there? Go ahead. You can explain it.
From 60 minutes to 30 minutes. Big change for that show. New host, Leanne Tweeden from that show.
A couple new faces on that show as well.
I always laugh at you, Greg.
That's true.
I don't need a reason.
Yeah, thank goodness the camera's not on you all the time. Vic Johnson also joining Leanne Tweeden on that show.
Or as Kenny Wallace says, that blonde girl. Did you hear him this week? He forgot her name.
He doesn't have Keith to help him out with those types of things.
Right.
Ron Hornaday would love to hang on for the final 25 laps to claim his second victory of 2005. Brandon Witt started on the pole for the first time in his career. He'd love to have his first pole end up with a win.
I told you I saw a big rabbit before walking around. You didn't believe me.
Shooting some T-shirts out into the audience.
Numerous mascots around the tour.
Beats the chicken outfit.
Well, Lugnut is one of the mascots. Horsepower is another one.
But Lugnut gets to ride and do donuts in that Legends car.
Yeah, the Charlotte. Exactly.
I'm not exactly sure. Do we know the name of Rabbit? Is there a...
Why a rabbit?
What is it?
Why a rabbit?
Well, that's what I'm wondering.
Why not Elvis?
Well,
I'd rather see Elvis.
Hey, you never see Elvis around here.
I went by Graceland today off exit 5B. It's interesting people there, but I didn't see Elvis.
Ron Hornaday currently 4th in the point standings, and he could pick up some big bonus points at this race. If he's able to continue to lead, he would lead the most laps of this race and gain another 5 points for bonus points as far as not only leading a lap but leading the most laps.
Their bonus points were very, very big. Last year, Dennis Setzer finished second in the point standings, and basically the difference was the amount of bonus points that Bobby Hamilton got more than Dennis Setzer. That was the difference between first and second.
Watch how slow Ron brings him down to the green now. He used to be in the gas right about now and gone. Now he's just real patient.
He got that hand slapped back at Mansfield, and he's not going to do that.
Green flag.
Here we go with the restart. 23 laps of racing to go.
John Andretti getting pretty racy on the inside, trying to make a move.
Yep. David Rudiman still trying to nurse that transmission home. You see David Starr trying to get on the inside of Brendan Gaughan, the 77 truck.
Brendan Gaughan working the outside.
Brendan's been known to run on the high side of tracks and make passes. Ray.
Hey guys, let me tell you something. Brendan Gaughan has kept the night very light for all the guys on his race team. He has been a chatterbox throughout the night, telling them, hey, don't worry about the heat. I'm in great shape. Everything's cool. Got a great Jasper engine. We are running, just having a great time. I mean, he has just been talking all night long. So apparently the heat not affecting him too bad as he made an outside move there on David Starr.
I can't believe that. That's very uncharacteristic of Brendan Gaughan talking all the time.
No kidding. He always seems to be having fun. This is only 200 laps. He's used to going 1,000 miles of Baja alone in the desert. This is nothing for Brendan.
We caught a glimpse of Ted Musgrave very, very slow on the racetrack. He's going to actually turn in on the backstretch there. His night is over. Very, very much point ramifications for Ted Musgrave, who came in this race second in the points, only 83 out of the lead, and going to have a short night of it.
Oh, it looks like Brendan got a little trouble. Got into the 75 car just a little bit and got loose and up the track.
Oh, and almost, Jack Sprague almost got to the back of that 77. Is gone trying to get back up to speed.
He got his rhythm back pretty quick and got right back after it.
See if he can stay in front of Jack Sprague, not lose another spot. Jack Sprague gets sideways coming off turn number 4. That allows Matt Crafton to look to the inside. Does Jack know he's there?
Inside of 20 laps, and everyone's jockeying for positions in Memphis.
They know inside of 20 laps, you pass somebody, it's probably going to mean a finishing position. So everyone's trying to get all they can get.
Well, up front, it's getting interesting. Brandon Witt wants that spot. He wants to win his first NASCAR Craftsman truck race.
Ron Hornaday would love to hold him off. Those sparks flying. They're still touching the track at different spots around. Ron Hornaday out in front of Brandon Witt. They have pulled away from David Rudiman, who is in third position.
He's opened up a little bit of a gap on the 15 truck of John Andretti. That's the fourth spot. Brandon Witt had the fastest lap the last time by. This time Ron Hornaday has the quickest lap of the lead lap trucks.
And now Ron Hornaday has led the most laps of any of the drivers. So if he is able to stay out in front, he'll get that extra 5 bonus points. Brandon Witt, his best finish came 2 weeks ago, and he's trying to improve upon that tonight. He'd love it to be first, but right now he's holding on to second.
David Rudiman running third. That's his best career finish. He's had 4 third-place finishes, and all 4 of them have been on mile-and-a-half racetracks. So if he can at least maintain his third-place position right now, he will equal his career best, but it'll be the first time he's done it on a short track.
He's got almost a second over John Andretti, who's behind him, and so the top 3 have separated themselves quite a bit from the 4th position truck, which is John Andretti. But the battle right now is between the top 2. Hornaday not able to shake the 38 of Brandon Witt.
Regardless of what happens at the end of this race, Brandon Witt has really been impressive. That's really the second consecutive race that he's done a terrific job, but he's been in the lead or in the top 5 positions this entire race.
And with 14 laps to go, David Rudiman was talking about he wanted a longer run. Could these last 14 laps give him what he needs to get that truck in the right order so that he can get up and start competing for second and first with these 2 trucks in front of him?
I'm telling you, it looks like Brandon Witt has the best truck right now. He's able to, if Ron Hornaday wasn't there, he may be able to drive off from Ron Hornaday. But Ron Hornaday is going to be a pretty tough cat to pass.
Yeah, the problem is Ron Hornaday is a tough veteran. And Brandon with his, this would be his best finish ever second. So he doesn't want to throw it away by making a mistake, getting by Ron.
But if he's got the best truck, you want to get out front.
You want to get out front, but sometimes you need to finish second before you can go back and finish first.
Here's 4th and 5th. That's John Andretti just in front of the 46 of Dennis Setzer. Setzer trying to improve on his position. It's going to be a good points night for Dennis Setzer as Ted Musgrave already behind the wall and Bobby Hamilton currently running in 8th position.
Brandon Witt was able to little nudge there from Dennis Setzer, it looked like. Remember, we saw earlier Dennis Setzer being able to hold that tight line coming off turn number 4. I said that may work for him later in the race. Looks like he's going to allow him to get up beside John Andretti to make some contact.
This is the battle for the lead on the left, and now you see the battle for 4th and 5th on your screen. That is Dennis Setzer out in front. And now the 75 of David Starr and the 77 of Brendan Gaughan are able to get by the 15. And so John Andretti backing up.
I think that was a situation John, I'm sure, knew that Dennis Setzer was there, but he said, hey, maybe I can get him out of the throttle. Maybe I can not allow him to drive down underneath me. It didn't work. They made some contact. It cost John a couple spots.
Yeah, with 10 laps to go, John was just doing everything he could to hold him off.
Inside of 10 laps remaining, it's Ron Hornaday in front of Brandon Witt.
Let's take a look at this. You see Dennis, he pulls to the inside of John Andretti. John said, please back off and let me get to the bottom of the racetrack. It didn't happen. This is inside of 10 laps to go. Dennis said, I got to have that spot.
Setzer took it away. Now Brandon Witt closing the gap again with the 6 of Ron Hornaday.
Ron Hornaday is running such a smooth race. He has not made any mistakes. He's got Brandon Witt right on his bumper. If he makes a mistake, Brandon Witt could capitalize and get by him. But Ron Hornaday doesn't make very many mistakes. He's won 27 of these things.
Exactly. And Phil and Boris, as we look at their lap times, they're running almost identical. Last time by, it was 7/1000th of a second that separated the 2 of these drivers as far as lap speeds. And this time by, Brandon Witt has the faster lap time by 17/1000th of a second. Ray.
This is actually the 9th race of the season that Hornaday has led, but when we look at the short track stats, Hornaday is going to be way out front in laps led. He came in here tonight with 119 laps led, and he's sure going to add to that tonight. So with just our 3rd short track race of the season, Hornaday blowing him away in the stats.
Ron Hornaday has the advantage over lap trucks because he gets there first. He can pick his way around, and Brandon Witt pretty much has to follow Ron Hornaday. Let's see if we can take a look at the speeds at the line and see who is the fastest truck on the racetrack right now.
5 laps to go. It's Ron Hornaday, the fastest. Brandon Witt, the second fastest. And now we see Dennis Setzer, the fastest truck on the track.
Yeah, but Dennis is almost 6 seconds behind this battle for the lead. So Dennis is pretty much out of contention if the caution flag doesn't come out. You see a great side-by-side battle. David Starr at 75 on the inside. There's Brendan Gaughan on the outside. Brendan drives down the corner. David gets in the throttle a little bit quicker, and the caution flag is out.
13th caution, a record for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series at Memphis Motorsports Park. And that is the 8 of Deborah Renshaw. And now, look at, they're saying, oh boy, that is not what we needed right now.
Ron Hornaday's crew chief.
I don't know. Green, white checker, though, I don't think it's a bad thing for Ron Hornaday when as good as his restarts are.
If I've got a green, white checker, I want Ron Hornaday in my truck because he is the master on restarts. He's been very, very calm on the restarts. I think David Rudiman is the one right now that should be worried because he's really had a bit of a transmission problem. He lost second position early on about 3 or 4 restarts ago by not being able to get his truck from second to third gear, and it looks like he had a couple trucks almost pass him on the subsequent restarts because he was a little bit slow on the 2-3 shift.
The guy you got to give a call to too is Todd Cleaver. I mean, he's already back in 12th place after going all the way to the end of the line not too many laps ago, and Johnny Benson, who had all kinds of trouble, and he's in 10th place.
We've documented the problems with David Rudiman on the restart. Wendy, do you think they have that problem fixed?
I wanted to add what Phil was talking about. Remember we mentioned earlier David Rudiman has been better on the long run. So with these 3 laps to go, or how many, when we get back racing, those 2 laps that we have green, well, we're not sure if David Rudiman's air pressures will be up to par, and we'll have to see how the 17 plays out the last 2 laps. But he has been better on the long green flag runs. Ray?
Well, Wendy, let's give some green-white checkered stats because this will be our 6th time we've done it so far in 2005. But you were right, guys. When you want to talk about stats, how about Hornaday? In his green-white checkered finishes in his career, he's got 8 first-place finishes and 3 second-place finishes. Brandon Witt has never competed in first or second position in a green-white checkered finish. So I'm with you. I'm going to put my money on Hornaday. But the 6th different one this season, and we've had 5 different guys go to victory lane in green-white checkered finishes.
Ron Hornaday with the most all-time wins at 27. Jack Sprague was creeping up to him there at 25.
Both of those drivers have 1 win so far this season. Ron Hornaday looking to make it number 2. Ted Musgrave has a win this year. And Dennis Setzer has 3 wins to move up into 6th all-time.
So as Ray mentioned, we will have another green-white checkered finish in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. We'll see 2 to go that will stay on the screen until we get this underway. Pace Truck has had quite a bit of work to do this evening. 13 caution flags have come out at Memphis Motorsports Park. Ron Hornaday will lead the most laps at Memphis, earning him 10 bonus points, the 5 for leading a lap and then the 5 for leading the most laps. So that will definitely help him as far as a points night, as he came into tonight's race 4th in the point standings. Wally Rogers looking very comfortable in the extreme heat of Memphis.
It's always pretty cool to see the black Goodwrench truck up front, huh? It's like the old days with Earnhardt. You know, Dale Earnhardt, he also found Ron in the truck series. And I'm sure if he's up there right now, him and Elvis are probably watching and laughing.
And let's see that Goodwrench make it to victory lane. Again, a new trophy at Memphis. Likeness of Elvis Presley on top of that trophy, and that will be one that everyone would cherish if they were able to claim the top spot in Memphis.
Well, Ron Hornaday's in the driver's seat for that trophy right now, but Brandon Witt would sure like to get career win number 1.
And as Ron Hornaday, don't you almost have to feel a little bit more confidence knowing that you've got a rookie right behind you, as far as he's known as the master of restarts, and a rookie right behind him. He's got to think, man, I think I can lock pick this thing up if I have a good start.
Well, you remember just a couple races ago that he had a vapor lock or some sort of a carburetor problem on the restart, and ended up almost knocking him out of the race. So anything can happen on these restarts.
He actually got pretty mad at me. He thought that he said he thought we called him missing a shift. He said, I didn't miss a shift. I don't miss shifts on restarts. He doesn't want to miss one right here. The green flag flies. It's a green-white checkered finish for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series.
And Ryan gets a patented great start.
Didn't get too far out in front of the 38 of Brandon Witt, though. Witt trying to hang on as they go down the backstretch. Next time by, it'll be the white flag. As they come out of 3 and 4, Ron Hornaday will see the white flag, 3/4 of a mile to go.
And you see the 77 car go around the 46 on the outside of turn 3 and 4. And we have a spinner. Spinner in turn 3.
It's Jimmy Spencer spinning in turn 3 and 4. That creates smoke. But will it bring out the caution? As far as we know, it will not. And so, Ron Hornaday will try to hold off. And Hornaday has problems in the smoke. He gets spun around. The 38 comes by him. And it'll be Brandon Witt taking the checkered flag. Unbelievable. Ron Hornaday slowed in the smoke. Gets into the wall, and now he's going to back across the start-finish line.
And when have you seen that?
Nope, not quite backing across. He will pull across forward. Unbelievable as Ron Hornaday gets spun around with the smoke in turn 3 and 4. He gets turned into the wall. Brandon Witt drives right by and takes the checkered flag.
Unbelievable. I think you never know on these green-white checker finishes. Brandon Witt, what a terrific job. He ran well all night. You know, you hate to see Ron Hornaday have trouble like he did right there on the last lap, but Brandon Witt, what a big win for him.
Amazing. You just never know what's going to happen in these NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series races. They're always exciting right to the end.
Look at this. The El Cajon, California native puts the front end of his Toyota Tundra up against the wall and gives the fans a show that they deserve. And how about that finish?
Now you know why we had a shot at Wally Rogers, crew chief for Ron Hornaday, when that caution flag came out. Now you know why he was holding his head, because you never know on a green-white checker, and that's how we finish these truck races.
And remember, he just won his team $18,000. Brandon Witt was starting on the pole tonight. He wins the Craftsman Win from the Pole Award. Ray, who have you caught up with?
Well, Rick, I've got his dad, Dan, and I want to tell you something. That may be one of the most incredible jobs I've seen as a driver. You have to be awfully proud of what he did tonight.
Definitely.
Tell me about the emotion of this. I know you've put a lot into this team.
You know, we started this team, and, you know, we worked and worked and worked, and with Toyota coming on board, and then with Jeff and Tom taking over as Red Horse, it's just that added thing that we've needed, and Brandon's just never given up, and he believes in himself.
Go have some fun in Victory Lane. That's Dan Witt, his father, and he's going to go down here and celebrate with a kid who was in incredible pain tonight, but he's going to Victory Lane.
I don't think he's feeling any pain at all right now. He's just waiting for the champagne.
We got a shot of one driver that was feeling some pain. Ron Hornaday got out of his truck and walking down pit road. I'm sure cannot believe the turn of events.
Craftsman toolbox on top of the 38 Toyota Tundra, McMillan Homes Tundra of Brandon Witt. He was able to capture his first ever pole in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series earlier today, and he backs that up with his first ever career win in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series as he unbuckles and tries to get ready to come out in a celebration. His family's going to join him down right next to the start-finish line. Again, the $18,000 Craftsman bonus sign going up as Brandon Witt able to win that award. With a career best finish, David Rudiman, I believe Wendy is caught up with the ATN Bearings driver.
I have Rick and David Rudiman, his career best finish of second. David, you look disappointed, but heck, you got one more spot there at the end.
Yeah, my hat's off to Brandon Witt and those guys. They did a great job, but we had a great truck tonight, but idiot driver doesn't know how to shift a thing on a restart, and that cost us a position, and it's my fault. You know, all you got to do is go from second to third to fourth. It shouldn't be too hard, but I don't know. It's just disappointing. Thanks to NTN Bearings to it. A great motor, great pit stops. I mean, I got a killer team right here, and getting closer, just disappointing.
All right, David Rudiman, he shouldn't beat himself up because he has his career best finish of second. Ray, I think you're in victory lane now.
Yeah, sort of, Wendy. We had to run over here, but I'll tell you what, I have not seen a more incredible performance than that. How in the world were you able to stay in that truck?
Man, it was really hot tonight. You know, I almost about passed out before that red flag, but you know, I knew I had to stay strong for my guys because they were behind me 100%. And man, by McMillan Homes Tundra was something you just dream about having on a race like this. And you know, when something comes like this, it don't come very often, so you got to appreciate when you get it.
Come over here. I want to show you this trophy. Check out how cool this is. A brand new Elvis Presley trophy. You're the first guy to ever get one.
That is so awesome. You know, I'm so excited. This is beyond belief. You know, I'm up on cloud 9 right now. I don't think I'm going to come down for a couple weeks.
You had that very last lap. Did you have any belief that you were going to be able to beat Hornaday, or is it kind of all surreal?
I don't know, man. He was real good, and he's got them Hornaday restarts that you can't keep up with. And, you know, I knew we had a good truck on the long run, but we kept getting them cautions, and I knew we just needed something freak to happen, and there it was.
You were very impressive tonight. Congratulations. Brandon Witt gets his first ever win in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series.
Fireworks and celebration taking place right now. Let's see what happened to enable Brandon Witt to get by. Now, this is earlier. This is a lap earlier. That's Jimmy Spencer spinning around. There's no caution that comes out. He creates a lot of smoke, though, and so he's able to drive out of there, and the smoke still lingering in turns 3 and 4.
Here's Ron Hornaday, our leader. When he gets down to 3 and 4, there he slows down because of the smoke. Brandon Witt actually makes a little contact because Ron Hornaday slowed down. It puts Ron into the inside wall, and Brandon Witt goes on to victory.
Now, in that instant, Boris, his spotter has got to be telling him there's no wreck there. That's just smoke. There's no wreck. Is that, I mean, did he make a mistake?
I think he was just a little overcautious, and it looked like Brandon might have just got into him, but if any, it was just barely, because you don't see any marks on his truck at all.
Yeah, I think he just nudged him enough to turn him around. Again, we've talked earlier, it doesn't take much to turn these trucks around, and you see Ron going to back up. He's going to lose a tremendous amount of positions. He goes from leading coming off turn number 4 to finishing 21st unofficially, but what a horrible bad break for Ron Hornaday. And I think you're right. I think the spotter's got to tell him, hey, the racetrack's clear, there's a lot of smoke, don't worry about it.
Well, you got to feel for Ron a little bit. I mean, he had his hand on that Elvis trophy and just got away from him.
We saw Ron Hornaday, and he looked soaked. We don't know if that was perspiration or if someone has dumped water on him.
How about going down the front straightaway in reverse, though? That was impressive.
Difficult night for Ron Hornaday. Great night for Brandon Witt.